Wham! Talk 1600. You're catching the drift. Conservative talk. Intelligent conversations on local, state, and national issues with Gary Wellings, chief editor of the Current newspaper and Current Online. Join in the conversation at 734-822-1600. And now, your host, Gary Wellings.
And welcome to The Drift. Thank you for tuning in. And I'm sitting in studio with Ipsy Ed Bonderenka.
Good evening.
Little Sir Graves. And what we do on The Drift every Saturday is go over the news that we put on thedailydrift.com. It's
the news you need to know, Gary.
At least you got it right. I'm a little off today. Can you tell my voice is...
Who are you again?
Yeah,
You're Gary.
I'm Gary with the bad throat today. That's what I am. But I'm working through it.
I have to keep asking Alex, did I mention who I am?
Ed Bonderenka? I always mention who you are.
You haven't mentioned who you are yet.
Yeah, the aforementioned Gary Wellings.
Yes,
there we go. I used to pull that one too, but I don't want people to know who I am, and they'll track me down and look me up on social media and blah, 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 right? I'm the easiest man in the world to find. Anybody wants to find me, I'm in trouble, right?
Hey, before we go any further, what do you think about staying on Facebook? You think we should bail or stay?
I have had this question on my mind about Facebook now for probably
a year.
Well over a year. I'm not sure. You know, I have a few good friends on Facebook who happen to be liberals as well, and I think it causes more harm to us. We've kind of reached that let's agree to disagree point, but sometimes it still gets ugly. And
I've seen them.
I don't
comment.
like that.
I've seen them.
You know who I'm talking about? My one of my dear friends. He's just an anti-Trump liberal guy. But anyways, I don't like the fact that Facebook is, and I see it. You know, I used to say it about I don't use Google on my phone anymore. I use DuckDuckGo. I eliminated Google and have discovered that all those ads that I happen to be talking about, they're not popping up anymore. If I talk about something, it doesn't show up on my phone anymore. So I think Google is indeed listening, probably Amazon or whoever else. DuckDuckGo is not doing it yet, but DuckDuckGo is not quite as good as
There's
Google.
Epic for a browser, which is Chromium-based, but not Google. But it's almost the same interface as Google, as Chrome, I should say. But it's called Epic. Go to epic.com.
Okay.
And then there's MeWe. I've signed up for that. You're on it.
I was on it. I haven't looked at it.
The interface, I'm kind of like, how do I find people? And there's two of you on it, so I didn't know which one to ask.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
It's my evil Gary is probably on there too. No, my preference is Twitter. I like Twitter. I've got lots
that's
of
a jungle. That's a dark and
Twitter
dirty place.
Twitter is
you wallowing in that.
I do. It's my what do they call it? My
evil pleasure or
evil
something.
pleasure, whatever. Yes, I like my Twitter. I like Gab as well. And I'll probably end up on Gab full time at some point when Twitter bans me, which I'm sure they will. I've been very careful lately, not to get my third.
That's what they want. You're cooperating with them. Same with Facebook, you know.
I know. The fight is in Twitter world, right? That's where the fight is. So,
you can take a sip of that, and I'll do the ad if you want.
Yeah, we can do that. Well, let's take care of a little business. At our age, and even if you're young, you want to get to the hearing clinic. Dr. Amy Arnold has some of the best equipment and procedures for checking out your hearing. Signs of hearing loss include asking people to repeat themselves, thinking people mumble or do not speak clearly, turning an ear in the direction of sound to hear better, understanding the conversation better when looking directly at people. See, we all read lips a little bit. Being unable to hear all parts of a group conversation, and listening to the TV or radio at higher than normal volume.
Okay, I'm making an appointment. Man, I can't. My wife's sitting home. I told you so.
Yeah, you know what's funny is turn the TV off at night, go to bed, wake up in the morning and turn the news on, and it's just loud as all get out. I'm like, what was wrong with me to be listening to the TV that high the night before?
We'd go to visit friends of ours who were in their 90s, and Fox News is just blaring through the door because his wife was deaf. He had a hearing aid, but she wouldn't get one.
Do you think our hearing goes down? You talk to Dr. Amy. I don't talk to her anymore, but you still talk to her. Ask her, does the hearing kind of desensitize over the course of a day? I wonder.
I bet you it does, but I don't know.
It's like smell. You get smell blind.
My tinnitus comes and goes through the day.
Yeah.
So
interesting stuff.
So people should go see Dr. Amy?
Go see Dr. Amy. Yeah, I got off track there, didn't I? 810-225-2205. That's 810-225-2205. And you can also see her ad in thecurrantonline.com or Current newspaper if you get a hard edition, COURANTonline.com. You're doing a great job with the paper, by the way.
Well, thank you.
Yeah, you're doing a fantastic job. Very, very proud of you.
Oh,
indeed.
Thank you, Mike.
All right, so we've got a ton of stuff to talk about today. We've got the declassification going on and some other stuff. This Pelosi Trump feud is just, again, guilty pleasure. I love it. You know, people, he's not presidential. You know what? This is the part I love. It makes it entertaining. It's entertaining to me. These people that are the snowflakes, the people that are triggered by Donald Trump, I just love it.
I see so much of myself in him. I've never thought I would, but that's exactly what I would have done. If somebody said that right before, a negotiation or a comment, a conversation, and somebody said something that was accusatory towards me of even criminality, I'd just like him. What are you going to do? You can't bargain in good faith. You turn around and he didn't call her names. He didn't scream. There's witnesses, even though they said he did.
Yeah.
There's witnesses that, of course, they're his people. But there's got to be surveillance video somewhere that they're not releasing.
Don't they record everything that happens in the Oval Office?
Exactly.
Or in the boardroom?
Nixon did.
Yeah. I just thought that was like...
They just don't want to give it up that they did.
Yeah. Well, I thought that was standard procedure for the presidents. Everything all day long in those offices is taped. I thought it was. Maybe it's not. So, anyways, but let's hear Nancy's.
There may have been. Part of the negotiations is we're bargaining in good faith, so you turn all the recording equipment off so you can't use it against us.
Could be.
It could be
could be.
Yeah. And then they pull that, and then they lie about it.
Well, let's see what Nancy said about the meeting. Derek, you got track one ready there? Go ahead and let's hear Nancy, Nasty Nancy, go at it.
But the president, again, stormed out. I think, first pound the table, walk out the door. What? Next time, have the TV cameras in there while I have my say. That didn't work for him either. And now this time, another temper tantrum. Again, I pray for the President of the United States.
Lost it.
I wish that his family or his administration or his staff would have an intervention.
So that's the part that struck me right there. Are you asking for a coup, Nancy, again? You're asking for an intervention, the administration or family or somebody would just step in and intervene?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You're asking for a coup, Nancy. And frankly, she goes on my list of treasonous people who need to be jailed and possibly brought up on the treason charges and found guilty.
And who do you give an intervention to? Somebody who has some kind of serious problem, like a drug addiction, right? Or alcoholism.
Demonizing them.
Yeah, exactly. So she basically says he has a serious, let's call it mental problem, that he needs an intervention. People need to intervene themselves in his behavior. And then when he says, I think she's losing it, I've watched her over time, he's basically paying her the same compliment back.
Yeah.
But no, he's the bad guy for doing it.
Right. Well, says the woman who has an alcohol problem, $1,200 bills for alcohol on the government planes, and And is she still flying that way?
She is again. Yeah.
He needs to just cut her off.
Nothing but the best for her.
Cut her off. Let her fly coach, or if she wants to fly first class and use her mileage, use your miles, Nancy. Get your upgrade.
Right. And who was it just got canned? Well, I mean, so he had to step down. Department of the Interior, was it? And they said he was misusing funds and travel.
Zinke?
And I think so.
Ryan Zinke?
Yeah. And now supposedly they're going to pursue charges against him along those lines, like criminal charges. Yet look at her. Nothing but first class for Nancy.
Yeah, well, I'm going to go to bat for Ryan Zinke because I thought I had heard and seen articles that he had been threatened repeatedly, and so he had some issues with travel and had to do some things that would have been a little more expensive because he had been threatened by these green weenies out there. Environmental terrorists were threatening him and his family. So I'll give him the benefit of the doubt a little bit, anyways. But
that was in England. Somebody got milkshake thrown on him.
Nigel Farage.
Yeah,
we're going to get to that.
Okay, sorry.
We're going to jump in the shark.
Hey, so take over. Where are we going next?
Yeah, we're going to hear Kellyanne's
reply,
Conway's reply, because she was in the room. And so, Derek, you got Kellyanne? Let's listen to Kellyanne Conway respond to what Nancy said.
She treats me as she might treat her maid or her pilots or makeup artists or her wardrobe consultants. I told her, gee, it's so pro-woman of you.
She treats me as she might treat her maid or her pilots or her makeup artist
I think
or
you got to go back
consultants.
farther on that one.
So that response was in regards to Nancy, or Kellyanne wanted to talk to Nancy, and Nancy says, I don't talk to staff.
Yeah.
I only talk to the president.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, you're quoting it almost verbatim. Do we got it?
That's
Can we go all the way back
it.
and get the full thing, Derek?
I couldn't find that. I couldn't find the audio for that, but I read it enough.
It was 27 to 250. It was kind of a long track anyway, but yeah. But yes, that's exactly right. She was in the room along with Hogan.
I could mimic Nancy and say it the way she did.
You're too fast. You got to keep it slower. And I laughed that
the doctored video of her slurring her words.
Well, there you go, Nancy. Take some of that. Little fake news for you, Nancy. Let's go ahead, Derek. You got the full track now. Go ahead. It's Kellyanne Conway.
I walked out. I was so calm. You all saw me minutes later. I was at a news conference. I was extremely calm.
That's not.
I was
either.
probably,
but it's all right.
Even more so in that room. So I walked into the cabinet room. You had the group, Crying Chuck, Crazy Nancy. I tell you what, I've been watching her, and I have been watching her for a long period of time. She's not the same person. She's lost it. Now, as far as the group is concerned, where is Sarah, Kellyanne? Where are you? Come here a minute. You were in that room. Kellyanne? You were in the room. Sarah was in the room. Mercedes was in the room yesterday. So I just want to let you know, every time I go into a room, if there aren't cameras, they come out and say, oh, he was yelling, he was screaming. Kellyanne, what was my temperament yesterday?
Very calm, no temper tantrum. I told the Facts First crowd if they published that the fuming temper tantrum, rage, lost it, that's just a lie because everyone was, somebody had it on tape too. But you were very calm, stood at the end of the
They have it on tape someplace? Good.
Cabinet, you stood at the end of the table.
Better start.
Peter doesn't want to hear this, by the way. He wants to ask
the headlines are written there.
because he doesn't. He's fake news. But go ahead.
Sir, Mr. President, why would you have to raise your voice? You said to them when you were done.
Anyways, you get the point. That's even better than the track I had.
Where he finishes saying, I'm a calm genius.
Stable genius.
Yes, stable genius.
Stable genius.
Yes.
I think, once again, people don't understand. The Donald Trump that you see on the rallies and the Donald Trump you see on the Twitter is not the Donald Trump. That's the showman part that you're seeing. That's what he's putting out there to trigger people, to get his way, to troll people, and to talk to the American people in a way that average of us understand. There's no doublespeak. He's telling us exactly how he feels, which is how we feel.
Is he trying to get impeached?
I can almost say maybe that is true. Maybe Nancy is correct in that. Because you know what? Impeachment is a loser for the Democrats.
The guy's a tactician.
Yeah.
He's sung too, man.
Yes,
like
734-822-1600. Call in if you want to weigh in on this argument. He may well be trying to say, hey, go ahead and impeach me. Because you know what? The American people have voted for me. There's going to be more than 63 million voting for him next time around. I don't know. Is there going to be enough more to overcome the illegal votes that the Democrats are pouring into the country? 1 million alone this year. You know, if they get 1 million next year and half of them vote, you've already got another 1 million votes.
I want to know. What I want to know is it going to be Speaker McCarthy or Speaker Scalise? Because we're going to get the House back.
Go big or go. I hope so.
We're going to get the House back.
Let's talk about that for a minute because, you know, we have Alyssa Slotkin who took Mike Bishop's spot. That's normally a conservative seat. You people in Livingston County, get off your duffs this year. GOP.
It's the only way you're going to get rid of Crazy Nancy is to vote Republican. That's the way it works.
Yeah, and Michigan GOP, you better get yourself a good candidate. I'm not saying Mike Bishop wasn't a good guy, but he did not campaign. You can't just put signs out. He had an open invitation to come on this show. I don't know if he ever went on Theron's show, but I don't recall seeing Mike Bishop on this station very often, if at all. Derek, do you remember if we ever had him? Never. If you're a Southeast Michigan candidate and you're a Republican and you haven't appeared on Wham Radio, what is wrong with you? This is the conservative powerhouse of South.